Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a virtual test drive on my '04 Ford Explorer. If you've never been on my virtual test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, this is meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So we'll take a look around the car and then we'll go for a drive. And it's cold outside today. All right, so here she is, pretty decent body. Tires are covered with snow, but the tread is pretty decent, at least half tread. Let's check these back ones. They're very similar, about half tread. Here's the inside. It is cloth, third row. Sunroof, clean. All right, here's the back. You can see it's got a little bit of cracking right here. That's very common on Fords. I've seen it on almost all of them that we've ever had. Some rust right here on the wheel wells. And then here is the front. Okay, I'm going to get back inside, and I just went and got gas in this, so I've had it running for probably about 15 minutes. You can see here it's got an ABS light on, a tire pressure light, temperature controls right in the middle where it should be. You can also see it has a flashing overdrive light on, and a check engine light, and 172,000 miles. So first thing, I pulled the check engine codes, and it is a P0, sorry, I gotta focus in on that, P0775, which is a pressure control solenoid B. Typically, here's your little car lesson for the day. Typically, Ford Explorers, when that overdrive light comes flashing, that means there's a transmission issue. So I did drive this at the auction and it shifted through all the gears, and I'm going to check it again now and just make sure it shifts through all the gears. But pressure control solenoid means that that's control solenoid B is not, there's not enough pressure to make it open. So it's what it is it's an internal transmission part. So I tell people, absolute 100% worst case scenario, you've got to replace the transmission. If you're not willing to replace the transmission on this, this is not a good vehicle for you. Best case scenario, you replace that solenoid for a couple $100, you're good to go. So this is something that you definitely need to do your research on before you even come down. Know what you're getting into, know your absolute worst case scenario, and be prepared for it, and then just get lucky if it's your best case scenario. So we do have, the heat does work in here. Like I said, I've had it on for about 15 minutes. It works well. And I got this out of snow, so the all-wheel drive functions just fine. Radio, if I get it to a station that comes in, looks like your button's a little bit touchy, but the radio works. Passenger side window works. It's frozen, but it works. The rear passenger side one sounds like it works, but it's also frozen. Rear driver's side one also sounds like it works, but it's frozen. And the driver's side one does work. Okay, so I'm going to put you up on my mirror, and we're going to actually go for a drive. And I'm going to talk you through as I'm driving it. Gets around in the snow just fine. There's a chance that my phone will fall off the mirror. These Ford mirrors, they typically are really wide, and my phone holder is not made for wide mirrors. So if it does, you just get to go for like a little virtual reality ride. Okay, so I'm going up this hill. Shifted out of first gear at about 3,400 RPMs. Again, if you don't know what that means, either get a mechanic or this is not the vehicle for you. Shifted into the next gear at about 2,300 RPMs, which is normal. So I think seems like your issue is between the first and second gear. But I'm going up this hill right here. There's plenty of power. Like, it's not dogging at all. It's not hesitating. I don't hear any suspension noise. And it shifted again just fine, about 2,800 RPMs. And I'm going about 50 miles an hour. Got snow blowing all over the place at me. Left turn signal works. Right turn signal works. My cruise works. You can see right there on the top right, I've got my cruise indicator on. I'm cruising at about 52. Brakes are good and solid. No grinding, no vibration. So outside of that overdrive light, this seems like a really good truck. I don't foresee any major repairs outside of that overdrive light. The heat works, the radio works, the windows work, the brakes are good, the suspension feels good. It got out of 18 inches of snow. It was probably not actually 18 inches of snow. I tend to exaggerate when there's snow on the ground because I hate snow. So it's probably really only 6 inches of snow, but it got out of the snow just fine. Didn't have any trouble driving in that, so your all-wheel drive system seems to be functioning fine. Again, just driving first gear, shifted at about 32, from first to second gear. Second to third gear, shifted at about 27, which that's normal. Anything under 3 is normal. Shifted again at about 25, 26. And then there's your overdrive. So, seems to be, your problem seems to be the shifting from first to second gear. And most of the reason I did this video test drive is because I have a lot of people asking me, well, what does this mean? What does it actually do? And so this is the best video I can make, telling you what it does and what it actually means. If you don't understand mechanics, I encourage you to speak to a mechanic, show them this video, talk to them, tell them what it's doing, tell them what the code is, and see what they say. It may be a simple $200 solenoid fix. It may be the full transmission. I don't know, because I am not a mechanic. I've learned things over the past 10 years, and that's what I base everything on. So if you have any further questions that I can answer, feel free to shoot me a message. You can email me, text me, call me. My phone number is 309-267-7200, and I will try and get any further questions answered for you. Thanks, guys.